Portugal's streets curve around sunlit hills, terracotta roofs gleam under the sky, and azulejos splash intricate patterns across walls. From the quiet corners of Murtola to the riverbanks of Lisbon and the villages along the Guadiana, traces of a hidden past quietly linger. A faith that once shaped daily life is returning, not as a single wave, but in many small ways, in people choosing belief, in revived customs, and in communities that honor centuries of history. For some, it's a journey of rediscovery. For others, it's a reconnection with roots long forgotten. This is the story of Islam in Portugal, a legacy written in stone, song, and daily life. You don't notice Murtola's church at first, you notice what it hides. Behind the altar, a carved niche still faces east. It's a mihrab, the prayer niche of a mosque, tucked under plaster and memory. Standing there, you feel time stacked in stone, a place that remembers a different rhythm of life. Here's the thread we follow. The past wasn't erased, it transformed. Crafts, food, language, water systems, and towns all carry that history. Today, new movements, migrants, scholars, and Portuguese who choose Islam meet those traces. The result is not a history lesson, it's living change. In 711, armies crossed the strait and the peninsula changed. The campaigns were fast and the shifts lasted centuries. Law, markets, and administration rearranged daily life. People adapted to new systems and new opportunities, and those adaptations became inheritance. The Western lands were never isolated. Silves, Murtola, and Lisbon linked sea routes with inland trade. Excavations show baths, courtyard homes, and workshops like those in Andalusi cities. Goods and ideas moved together, and Portugal plugged into a wider Mediterranean world. Archaeologists found whole household sequences in alcacova, storage pits, ovens, and living quarters. These weren't palaces, they were ordinary homes built for weather, family life, and craft. Those domestic details change how we picture the past. As archaeologist Ana Silva says, the pottery and floors tell us how people cooked, traded, and prayed, intimate traces of daily life. Water carried change. Channels and water-lifting gear opened fields to citrus, rice, and olives. Farmers reset planting seasons. Markets shifted and diets transformed. When you bite into a local orange, you taste centuries of technical work and exchange. Pottery, cloth, metalwork, and glass moved through ports and markets. Inland workshops turned raw goods into finished products for distant buyers. Trade supported scholars, patrons, and schools. Economy and culture fed each other, and crafts left fingerprints archaeologists still read today. Books mattered, but so did manuals. Farmers used irrigation guides, healers used medical handbooks, and builders used geometry. Even when libraries vanished, techniques kept moving in practice. Knowledge lived in hands, not just on shelves. Religious life varied from place to place. Sufi devotion met legal schools. Local saints drew followers, and rural shrines tied prayer to the seasons. Town mosques set market times. People experienced faith in many ways, and diversity was part of daily life. Ibn Qaysai began as a Sufi and became a political force. He gave away wealth, gathered followers, and challenged rulers. His life shows how spiritual authority could shape politics and how local leaders carved out autonomy. When rule changed, many Muslims stayed. Known as Mude Hars, they preserved crafts, foodways, and trades. Continuity hid in household life rather than in grand monuments. Small habits kept identity breathing across generations. The late 15th century brought forced conversions, exile, and secrecy. Some families left, others stayed and practiced privately. Over decades, public memory narrowed, but private rituals and customs persisted in kitchens and workshops. Language remembers what monuments forget. Portuguese keeps Arabic roots in everyday words. Azalejo, azeitona, alfama. These words are traces, little fossils in daily speech. When we say them, we speak with history. Music and taste carry memory. Fadu's deep, mournful lines sit alongside Andalusi modes, and the guitarra portuguesa grew through exchange. Tiles, arches, and courtyards repeat patterns that traveled and changed. Aesthetic memory survives through feeling. In the 20th century, national narratives simplified the past. Estado Novo promoted a tidy story and left out centuries of cultural mixing. Official history can make certain memories invisible and narrow what people know about themselves. From the 1970s, new excavations and fresh questions exposed what textbooks missed. Stratigraphy shows reuse and adaptation, not simple erasure. Myrtolas finds forced scholars and museums to tell fuller stories and to reckon with complexity. After 1974, decolonization and migration brought many people to Portugal from Africa, the Maghreb, and beyond. They built mosques, associations, and schools. New communities practiced openly, reconnecting modern life to older roots. Not every new Muslim in Portugal is an immigrant. Some Portuguese turn to Islam after study, friendship, or a historical discovery. Many call it reversion, a sense of coming home. One convert remembers finding an old tile in a grandmother's house and suddenly feeling centuries of history come alive, a small object opening a long conversation. Mosques and centers teach, feed, and connect. They run classes, social programs, and gatherings that hold people together. Still, prejudice, legal hurdles, and scarce resources make building community hard work. Inclusion takes time and steady care. Al-Andalus's traces are neither threat nor myth. They're parts of shared landscape in stone, language, and practice. Recovering that past doesn't erase other histories. It widens the frame and asks citizens to listen differently. The mihrab in Myrtola still points east, reminding us to look, learn, and remember honestly. In Portugal, faith and history overlap. People remake identity in private kitchens, in classrooms, on riverbanks, and in prayer rooms. The past and the present meet in small choices and in public life. That meeting shapes communities, and it will shape the future. If this story moved you, subscribe and join the journey. Share your thoughts below and tell us the places you want us to visit next. Assalamu alaikum.